Go. Hello, this is Cadoink at CadoinkStudios.
And this is Boisterous from BoisterousSC2.
And we have another Terran vs. Protoss for you today on Core Hall Compound. Spawning in the top right, we do have the Protoss player. The blue Protoss aids, and his opponent is ZiggY, the red Terran, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Core Hall Compound.
Yeah, just as a note to everybody watching, we'll probably have all the links to all the other videos down in the descriptions for these. I think we've done 4 today at this point, 1 pro replay and then just 3 average everyday replays. So if you want to check those out, you can head on over and look at those.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have all sorts of links and stuff for everyone. So the two players are playing on Core Hall Compound, which is one of the new maps. I do believe it was a Team Liquid competition.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the ESV, I think.
Yep.
So it's a very cool map. Boisterous and I both really enjoy it. I think it's fairly balanced. I haven't noticed any incredible imbalances at this time.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome map, and like it just looks aesthetically awesome.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I'm actually kind of excited about how Blizzard's taking this in a new direction. They're finally, listening to the community with the maps they're going to bring in. Because I do believe they are bringing in GSL maps for next season. They're having people vote.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, you should go to the BattleNet right now, and you can see all the maps that they are voting on, and you can pick your favorite, and I think they'll put it into the rotation.
And by right now, of course, he means after this video.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Finish this one first.
Yeah, and I do realize I had my replay bar up for a second, so I do apologize for the spoiler alert. Maybe I can put an overlay over that or something.
Just put a giant black bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do have ZiggY fully walling off, preventing any sort of scouting out of aids, which is very, very frustrating for any non-Terran player.
Yeah, or for a Terran player. I know I'm aggravated when a Terran walls off against me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't get my SCV up in his base. Yeah, it really bothers me to not know whether he has gas or not. These sort of things bug me.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more annoying things in the game. And the probe did manage to survive. I was kind of afraid that it got sniped by the Marine.
Yeah, that would have been pretty sad by aids, because, if you can't get up there, you might as well run your probe away and maybe do some scouting elsewhere on the map, maybe throw down a pylon somewhere, do those sort of things.
And we do have a stalker coming out from aids right now, so we're going to see warp gates and stalkers coming out from him. Another pylon is dropping. Nothing really all that interesting coming from him. We have a fast expand coming out from ZiggY, though, along with a bunker.
Yeah, I like this bunker placement right here. I can never decide whether to put it here or next to the ramp, but I think that's probably a good spot for ZiggY. I'm going to be able to protect this expansion.
Yeah, I kind of like bunkers more like 3 hexes up and 2 to the right.
Yeah.
Just because it covers all your bases. Whereas this one, you can still kind of sneak stuff up the ramp. And when you're a Terran player, you don't really need to cover the ramp as much because of the wall off.
Right. Yeah, I think it's interesting.
It's actually going for second bunker at this point.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting placement for it, but I do agree, since he can wall that off when necessary, I think that's probably a good placement for a second bunker.
Yeah, definitely. We just have straight Marines at this point.
Yeah.
And 2 more racks coming out, so it is going to be a pretty barracks-heavy play.
And we do see that AIDS has put down his Nexus as well, so each player going for more of a macro game at this point. In fact, getting a robotics facility as well, instead of opting to get more gateways early on.
Yeah, so this is definitely going to be one of those plays which is like not the safest one, but also not the most risky.
Right.
And AIDS is dropping down those extra 2 gateways right now, so that robo is going to be rushed out as fast as possible.
And he is doing a bit of a push at this time with his stalkers and zealots, sending them across the map. However, I do believe if he decides to engage, that these bunkers will be able to hold him off.
Oh yeah, easily. I think he's just going to get up here, see the bunkers, turn around, and run away.
Yeah.
So, there's he sees the bunkers and walks away.
Yeah, so he does know that expansion is down. That's good intel by him. And we do see that some tech labs are going down. Actually, 2 tech labs and a reactor are going down for ZiggY, so we will be going a very Marine, Marauder heavy play, getting a factory, which I anticipate is just going to go for his medevacs. I don't know if he's going to be getting tanks at this time or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think he will. Especially because of the 3 barracks play. Usually you don't see people go like 3 barracks tanks.
Yeah.
Unless all those barracks are just for Marines.
Right, and the 2 tech labs would indicate that he's definitely going to be going for Marauders.
Yep.
Yeah, in fact, he is putting down the starport at this time, and he's lifting up his factory. Probably going to be just doing some scouting with it. Pretty normal thing from Terran.
I'm actually surprised he didn't build a reactor with that factory first. Starport had a reactor.
Yeah, that's something I do a lot. I'm surprised about that as well.
We have the engineering bay coming down for ZiggY, so he is going to have those upgrades coming up. AIDS' natural is, it's like half saturated.
Yeah.
I think he mainly dropped it for extra gas. I think that's what he was really worried about.
Yeah, we can see that ZiggY and AIDS are pretty even in the harvester count, 37 for ZiggY and 36 for AIDS, which makes sense because ZiggY got his expansion down a little bit earlier. So they're pretty even.
But I feel that still favors the Terran as far as minerals go. However, the fact that ZiggY really doesn't have that many refineries, he only has 2 fully saturated refineries and 1 that has 1 SCV in it. He's pretty far behind as far as Vespene gas goes.
Yeah, his gas is quite low, while AIDS' gas is really, really high at this point at 800. He really should be spinning that.
Yeah, he should. He has 2 forges coming out along with the Twilight Council, so he's going to be going for pretty heavy gateway tech, which is interesting considering the fact that he rushed out his robo facility so fast.
Yeah, I feel like he should start thinking about Colossi since his gas is so high, and he does have that robotics facility, and it might as well be doing something. We do see the factory has made it to the top of the map, and he will be able to scout the natural with it. Which I think.
Yeah, and he's actually going for Templar Archives, or AIDS at this point. So I don't think he's going to be going for Colossus. I think he's going to be going for Charge Lot Archon.
Yeah, which is also pretty gas heavy, so that'll be good. It will spend his gas down. Might even want to take some guys off gases. I don't see 4 assimilators being incredibly necessary at this time.
Yeah, I don't think they really are either.
Yeah. I do see the Terran player has a good amount of Marauders, as well as a ton of Marines, and I do believe that Stim and Concussive Shell has finished, and he is working on Combat Shield. In fact, even going to be doing some drops, which will be spotted by this observer, hopefully.
Yeah, and I think that observer did spot that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, though, that they kind of like curved perfectly around the observer.
Yeah.
Where they might have just been like right on the edge of the field of vision.
Yeah.
And we do have 6 gateways coming out from AIDS, so even if his drop does land, I feel like he should be able to warp in enough units to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And his +1 upgrades, I think, just finished. Yeah, and he's starting +2, and Zealot Legs is almost done as well. So he should be able to shut this drop down pretty easily.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. Because Zealot Legs is definitely going to finish before this medevac lands.
Yeah.
Or right as this medevac lands.
And the Terran player is only at +1 upgrades for attack, not for defense. So he's definitely at an upgrade advantage. And the drop happening at this time, very good reaction by AIDS, moving his...
Beautiful reaction. I think he lost like 1 probe, 2 probes.
Yeah, that was like perfectly timed. The Zealots coming in and trying to pick off these Marines. ZiggY trying to lift them up, but a good feedback going down onto the medevacs. However, they will be able to get away.
Those feedbacks, those medevacs just barely didn't have enough energy to get slammed by those feedbacks. That was really close.
Yeah.
And we have +2/+2 coming out from our Protoss players still. He's also going for he's actually going for a pretty zealot-heavy Charge Lot Archon force at this point.
Yeah, a lot of Zealots, which I think is good. Like in this early stage. In fact, I'd like to see him go ahead and start moving out on the map and trying to do some pressure, especially since he's trying to take his 3rd. He really needs to be active at keeping the map in his control.
Yeah. And we also have ZiggY working on his 3rd as well.
Yeah. However, the SCV is dead, and it's just kind of sitting there.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's... I don't think. I think ZiggY like just figured that out.
Yeah, he's just now sending his SCV.
Yeah, that was kind of a long delay on that command
Yep.
center. Basically like allowed the Nexus to catch up as far as building time
Oh
goes.
yeah, that Nexus is over halfway done at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of...
I'm pretty sure only like 2 or 3 Zealots managed to snipe that off, so I was definitely
Yeah,
worth it.
definitely. A little bit of a blunder for ZiggY, not taking care of that as early as he could have.
Yeah, and we have +3/+3 coming out from our Protoss player, so this is going to be a really heavily upgraded Charge Lot Archon force. Like, this is going to be a scary army of tanks,
Yeah, we see +2 attack going up just at this time for ZiggY, so that's not even finished, while +2 armor and attack is finished for the Protoss army. So huge upgrade advantage, and he's going to have this base finished, so he's going to have an economic advantage as well if ZiggY doesn't get this saturated.
Most definitely.
We do see a nuke, however, going down for ZiggY at this time. That's interesting, I think.
And also we have ZiggY going for kind of a snipe on the Nexus. I don't really know what that was.
Yeah, I just barely missed that. Caught the end of it. Gonna be running away with his 2 medevacs. Doesn't do the damage it needed to do. And also, if we look at ZiggY's base, his main is like super saturated.
God,
yeah, like
is
almost two whole tabs.
2 control groups of workers, which is like 44.
Yeah.
My math is correct.
Just large amounts. He really should transfer at least half of them to his third, as well as should go ahead and take a 4th and try to take map control. We also see 2 factories going down for ZiggY at this time, so he might be transitioning into some sort of mech play.
Yeah. God, watching these SCVs try to mine these minerals is just one of the funniest things.
I know, right? It's just a dance party.
Just kind of sitting there.
And there's only 5 patches, so it's even worse.
Yeah, it's like 8 SCVs a patch. Anyway, we have AIDS moving out onto the map, and then kind of doing like this little tiny loop, and then returning back to his base.
Yeah, I just saw that as well. A lot of zealots, tons and tons of zealots. I think that's actually going to be good if ZiggY is going tanks, because if he can kind of split his zealots around and go around behind the tanks and flank them, it's going to be able to shut down those tanks pretty easily. That's actually something I have a problem with.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, well, even if he just charges right into the bio ball, the tanks are going to end up shelling their own units and probably killing their own units more than they kill the zealots.
And we do actually see 2 starports as well, so it seems like he's going to try to get absolutely everything. Marauders, tanks, and I don't know what he's going to be trying to get out of these starports. Just a ton of units.
Another few Archons probably going to be morphing in right now. Oh, and Ghost does get sniped. I think he was moving in for the nuke, but there is an observer with AIDS' army, so he gets.
He should have just gone ahead and tried to EMP those High Templar, since he was basically dead at that point.
Yeah, we're just snipe them.
Yeah, snipe would actually be better in that situation. You're right. We do see a second nuke going down. I don't know why he's opting to do this, considering how little he's been able to pull off these nukes. And it looks like we might have an engagement in the middle of the map this time.
Yeah, however, this engagement is not good for the Protoss player because it's only like half his army. However, half of his really, really upgraded army is apparently still really good.
We do see the Terran player stimming and trying to get some EMPs off, pushing AIDS back at this time. I think that ZiggY should stop engaging and just go north, which he is doing. Try to pick off some of these expansions, and he is taking one of his own. Very nice by ZiggY.
Definitely. However, this is not the best spot for ZiggY to be in because the Protoss army is just massive at this point. That's a lot of zealots.
And we do see that AIDS is running his probes away while ZiggY's moving in. I think this is wise by ZiggY to run away, picking off an Archon. He should not engage this, which he's kind of poking forward and poking back, and he might just get caught off guard if he's not careful.
Yeah, he's definitely stimming too much at this point.
Some stutter stepping going on at this time. A little bit of blink to try to pick off these medevacs, and it looks like his army is crumbling. He really needs to just get out of there.
Yeah. Now, of course, Zealot's also one of the coolest killing animation ever.
And we do see that some Dark Templar, excuse me, were spawned at the bottom right of the map, and they did effectively shut down ZiggY's his fourth, and he's starting to work on his third at this time, picking out a lot of the SCVs.
Oh, is it gonna burn down? That's the question. It does burn down.
Yeah,
wow.
It looks like you're off by about 10 seconds again. I'm at 21, 24, 25, 26, 27. But yeah, I don't think anyone wasn't expecting that thing to burn down. And he is retaking his third and fourth.
Alright, and just to check, I'm at 40, 41, 42,
I'm at
43.
48, 49, 50, 51. Okay.
Alright, that's fine. Yeah.
We do see some more High Templar up in AIDS' base. Might be morphing those into Archons. I'd like to see Storm. It is upgraded.
He does have Storm, actually, yeah. So I think he's just going to be keeping these for Storms at this point, because they have so much energy stockpiled already.
I think that's a good move by him.
All of them already have 2 Storms, so this is 12 Storms just sitting there.
We do see that the Terran's army is 3-0, doesn't have any armor upgrades, and I think ZiggY or AIDS should really take advantage of this fact, because he's going to let him get up to 3-3 if he doesn't, move out and try to do some damage.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, ZiggY, I think AIDS is fine with that, because with such an Archon heavy force, once you get that Protoss shields up, it's undefeatable essentially.
Yeah. We do see a large amount of tanks. In fact, we see 6 of them for ZiggY moving out at this time, reinforcing this Marine Marauder force that was kind of poking around. And at the same time, AIDS is moving out with his Archon army as well. So this will be an interesting engagement as they're just right next to each other.
Wow, a beautiful scan down there. And tanks are sieging up, not in the best position. I feel like you should move them up so they're kind of like blocking that ridge. Trying to pull them back into tanks, and he does manage it. However, Archons can take quite a few hits.
Yeah, and we do see those Zealots charging forward and just chewing through those tanks. And AIDS giving a GG, kind of a, I don't know, a little bit rude by AIDS in my opinion. But also very true.
Yeah, definitely.
It's about over for the Terran player.
Yeah. Freaking offensive GGs. Psh.
I know, right?
So BM.
We do see some Banshees going up to the north for ZiggY. Going to be trying to pick off AIDS' 4th base. However, oh man. He's trying to put down some cannons, but it's going to be too late, and these Banshees will be able to shut it down.
Yeah. So later the cancel does happen. I feel like ZiggY should have done a transfer to air a while ago. Like, instead of going to tanks, he should have gone
I
to
agree
air.
with that.
Because Banshees are pretty good against Zealot Archons, to be honest.
Yeah, however, with this amount of Archons, he's going to need a lot of them to deal with that, as well as some Ghosts for EMP, and we can see that he's not building any more Ghosts at this time. And I think that's a poor decision, considering that, like, 99% of Archon's health is in their shields.
Yeah. And we do have more Zealots warping in. Interestingly, a Warp Prism is just running around to reinforce, which is definitely what I feel like that's a really great play from any Protoss player that does it. We also have DTs as part of the army, which is a good decision because DTs will tear through everything.
And ZiggY doesn't have any Ravens, so he's going to have to waste scans on that, which he has been very active at using his Orbital's energy. So that's going to... Well, I mean, his economy won't be hurting that bad, but he will have to make sure he's using those scans.
Yeah, and this is kind of just a really scary Protoss deathball at this point. I'm not sure what ZiggY plans on doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this by him trying to defend this base because it seems to be the only one of his 2 mineable bases. So he really needs to defend this and get it saturated up so he can continue to get an army.
And we do have another SCV party.
Oh, do we really? Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah. That's a lot of
and he just now moves him, which is good, because, yeah, his 3rd isn't saturated at all. In fact, even missing a rally on that command center with an SCV just sitting there. I know it. But, you know, to be honest, I'm sure he's really flustered at this time. Look, we even see AIDS killing his own Zealots in the middle of the map. I don't know the reasoning behind that is to clear up some supply, I assume. But very interesting.
Yeah, I think he's going to just start transferring all this supply into Archons at this
Yeah,
point. Like,
and
guys can do it. I bet Archons or DTs.
we do see some
like
DTs. They will pick off both of these tanks. Wow, that was very good by AIDS. I think it was definitely worth it. In fact, if we look in unit slots, it's 17,000 to 11,000, and now AIDS is moving in with his Archons and his Zealots. The Archons moving forward, with Stalkers blinking in, they will be able to pick off this orbital, this planetary fortress, and I froze a little bit. Yeah, his whole army just went down. AIDS GGing for him again. Another offensive GG. And ZiggY is just on one base. ZiggY might just be doing this out of, like, smite. Yeah, spite.
Spite?
Because that's... that. And then a
TvP is
Dude,
lame.
I feel you, ZiggY. I don't think it's lame. But, man, I have the same story. It used to be my best matchup, and now it's definitely really difficult for me. But that's a good thing. It's good to recognize your weaknesses and try to improve them.
Yep.
So I think at this point it's over.
Yeah, I don't know what ZiggY plans on doing. He's about to lose like 40,000 SCVs.
Yeah,
SCVs
he might as well attack
run.
them. Oh, and he leaves the game. Yeah, so that's that. Pretty much over. In fact, AIDS staying in the game to pick off all those SCVs.
AIDS being so BM, just watching all the SCVs die.
Leaves.
So, I think that's going to be the last game for today, correct?
That'll be it. I have something going on in the near future. Thanks a lot for doing these casts with me. I really enjoyed it, and we'll have to do a lot more in the future.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. Dude. We'll have to do this
I think
sometime in the future.
We're getting pretty good chemistry at this casting thing, and we should definitely continue. So thanks a lot, man.
Yep. So anyway, if you guys want to watch any of the other 3 VODs that we've done today, they will be down in the description for this video. Also, if you want to check out my channel, you can head on over to youtube.com/user/BoisterousSC2. And also, since like this game, most of the games I commentate come from players like everybody that's watching this video right now. You can send them on over to BoisterousSC2@gmail.com.
Just my channel. Check me out at CadoinkStudios, youtube.com/CadoinkStudios, or you can put it into the search bar. I do a lot of StarCraft 2 as well. I also do some other games, and so if you're interested, check out the channel and subscribe if you like it.
Alright, well, this is Boisterous.
Bye.
Signing out.